The last one of you guys on this island gets it.
Whoa.
Are you sleeping in the sand?
Yeah.
I don't like it!
Start us throwing up. I knew I shouldn't have come. I am home back at the Team RAR house. What is up, guys? I have to show you something. What I have in this suitcase is going to blow your mind because right here I have $25,000. Oh, hang on. This is my clothes. Under that is the decoy. This is something that I won from Unspeakable. Check it out, guys. It's an entire suitcase of $25,000 in cash. This is the most money I've ever seen in my entire life, and I'm gonna take you guys on the journey of how I won this from Unspeakable and what secrets I kept from him. Woo! The journey starts here at the Team RAR house 7 days ago when we all jumped into this limo for a 50-hour road trip all the way from North Carolina to the southernmost point of the United States, Key West, Florida. We made a few stops along the way, one in the most haunted city in America, Savannah, Georgia. Then we stopped in Disney World and had a lot of fun. And on day 3, after 50 hours of driving, we made it all the way to the Florida Keys, where we then had to hop on a boat and drive through the ocean to get to a private island to see Unspeakable. This private island is where I'm gonna be spending the next 7 days of my life competing to win $25,000 in cash. One thing we didn't know is this island was covered in wild animals, including snakes, sharks, manta rays, and these crazy hermit crabs that were all over the place. On the first day, a bunch of YouTubers showed up, including Nathan, James, and Gabe, AKA the Unspeakable Gang. And then Moose showed up, and Topper Guild, and Just Dustin, and Lizzie Capri, and Drew and Britt, and Briar. Last thing was to do was to get settled and prepare for day number 1. The challenge we're all competing on is simple. We have to stay on the island for 7 days. Each day we have a new challenge, and each day someone will be eliminated, and the last one to leave the island is gonna win the $25,000 in cash. So as we got started, we went through a couple of challenges, and on day number 2, we had to build survival forts.
Creators, tonight you're going to be sleeping on this island. So the next challenge is to build a shelter. The worst shelter is going to get eliminated.
Coming along really nice. I think this is actually gonna end up being really strong.
Time's up! I'm gonna go ahead and give you a 10 for the location.
Yes! Unfortunately, Liz's fort was Nathan's least favorite, and she was one of 2 people to be eliminated super early on. And at that point, I started to lose hope that I would even win this challenge because my partner in crime wasn't gonna be there to help me along the way.
So the people going home are going to be Gabe and Lizzie.
Liz is now eliminated, but on the very next challenge, I started to regain hope.
New day, new challenge. It is a simple game of hide and seek.
And this is where my skill sets as a YouTuber really started to come in handy because I am a king of hide and seek, especially against Nathan. 1 year ago, I competed in a $10,000 hide and seek with Unspeakable in a football stadium. I didn't win, but I did really well. But what I did take away from that challenge is exactly how he likes to seek during hide and seek. So when he said,
You have 1 minute starting now.
we ran off and we had to hide somewhere on the private island. I knew exactly where to go, and my strategy was to gain as much distance as I could because the first 2 people found were gonna be eliminated, so I had to just not be the first 2 found.
Cedric, who do you think I'm gonna eliminate first?
Carter.
Carter, really?
So as I was running through the island, I was looking for every nook and cranny of where to hide, and I made it all the way to the most northern point of the island and went all the way out onto the coral reef against the ocean, and I sat there for such a long time, and it ended up working out, and I made it to the next challenge and the next day. Flash forward a few more days and a few more challenges and a few more eliminations, and surprisingly, I am still in the running. We are now on to the next challenge, and it happens to be, believe it or not, a jet surf challenge.
We have these very advanced racing jet boards. You're gonna take these boards, and around the island is 2 buoys. 2 people will get the buoys, 1 person will not. The 1 person that does not get a buoy will be eliminated.
And if you guys know me, especially if you watch my second channel, Carter's Life, you guys know that I love to jet surf, and I actually own 2 of them myself. And so when I saw these, I was like, no way, this is unbelievable, this is perfect. Nathan definitely did not know about my ability to ride jet surf, so this challenge was definitely weighted in my favor. However, the jet surfs that showed up had a bunch of problems, and so at the start of the challenge, me and Dustin were left with 2 boards that weren't really working well. Nathan said,
3, 2, 1, go!
And our challenge was to race as fast as we can around the private island looking for buoys. The first 2 people to find buoys will win, and the last person will be eliminated. Britt and Dustin hopped on their boards and they took off around the corner heading towards the buoys. Whereas my board, when I made it out to the middle of the ocean, it just shut off and it would not turn on again. And I was floating there on my board next to the jet ski, just trying to get it started, and it would not start. My board's broken. Like I said before, these things got flooded, so they weren't working too well. So I was out there just completely hopeless, thinking I'm definitely gonna lose, that Dustin and Britt were gonna make it to the first 2 buoys and they were gonna win and move on, and I was gonna be eliminated. I pretty much gave up. Because it's just not working. Everyone else's board started running and mine just like didn't. Little did I know at this point, Liz told the owner of the boards to hop on his personal board and drive out to go check on me. So he ripped out on his board, which was also broken. And as soon as I saw that, I jumped on his board, I got it started and started riding off towards the private island. Come on, let's go, come on. I ripped as fast as I could on this broken board, and it was not going very fast, and I made it to Britt, who was already at buoy number 1. I switched from my second broken board to her board, which was the only one that was actually working well, hopped on hers, got it started, and ripped as fast as it could. Give me your board! I need that board! Mine didn't work. I went from her looking for the next buoy, at which point I saw Dustin just feet away, trolling towards this buoy. I'm ripping as fast as I could, and he jumped off his board to try to swim to the buoy to win, and I beat him by just a matter of feet. No way! Oh! Which was crazy because I ended up getting the buoy just inches before Dustin did, which allowed me to move forward to the next day and the next challenge. And then unfortunately, Dustin, I felt really bad, but he got eliminated from the entire challenge, and it was Britt and I who were moving on. Woo! Let's go, W! There are now only 2 days and 2 challenges standing in my way of this $25,000 grand prize. And the next challenge is this underwater scooter challenge. They're called Sea Bobs, and they're basically these electric underwater jet skis. And the challenge was to drive these around the ocean looking for buried treasure. And you find buried treasure, you bring it up to the dock, and you see if you got treasure or not. It's amazing because back at the old Team Roar house, Bailey and I used to drive these around the pool for hours. So I have a ton of experience holding my breath, a ton of experience driving these underwater scooters, and so this challenge to me just felt like the perfect next challenge. Nathan said, go, 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 go! And sure enough, I was able to find a treasure box and bring it up to the deck. I drove the Sea Bob as fast as it would go at maximum speed. I found a treasure chest, I brought it up to the deck, and sure enough, I won the challenge, and I'm moving on to the last and final day. I am here on the last day, day number 7, living on this private island with no AC, and it is extremely hot.
This is the final competition between you 2.
It's me versus Britt going shark fishing for $25,000 cash. We were on this boat out to the middle of the island to a place called Shark Pond. And for some reason, a bunch of sharks like to live there, and that is where we're going because we're literally shark fishing. And when I heard we were fishing for sharks, I had a big smile on my face because I'm thinking back to when I went shark fishing with Blacktip H. We caught monster sharks. I mean, I'm talking like 11-foot sharks. We caught literally everything. So I have the experience of fishing for sharks. I know the technique, I know what it takes. And so I feel that I have a slight competitive advantage going shark fishing. Anyways, as it's basically gone this entire trip, even if you're skilled, even if you're prepared, even if you know what to expect, there's still so much luck and still so much chance in all of these challenges. Of course, when we get started and he says 3, 2, 1, go.
There's 2 fishing poles in the back, and your timer starts now.
We cast our rods out into the chummed water fishing for sharks. I'm feeling nibbles right off the bat, and I'm feeling pretty hopeful because it is first shark that wins. It's not biggest, it's not the fattest, it's not the longest, it's literally just first shark. Doesn't matter how big it is. So we're fishing for sharks. I'm feeling nibbles. I'm like, come on, just get the hook. I'm trying to pull it up. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Just nibbles, nibbles, nibbles. And then all of a sudden, I hear a rod spool. I look over and Britt hooked a shark. At that moment, my heart just sunk into my chest, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we're not in that deep of water. She's gonna pull it up pretty quick. It's only 15 feet deep. It doesn't take long to get a shark up to the surface. I like it! Britt, you gotta use your back!
I think Brittany might have got the shark.
And I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to hook a shark, and I think I just lost the challenge. Britt is so lucky, and when it comes to fishing, it's like luck is everything. Skilled works a little bit, but honestly, when it came down to this, it was all about luck.
Definitely not small!
Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. How did you get one so quick? It was at this moment I realized that when the fishermen were chumming the water, they were chumming it on her side of the boat. That's where the chum bucket was, that's where they were throwing fish heads. So I worked my way from my side of the boat over to hers, and I casted, and she is still rolling in the shark, so I really don't have a whole lot of hope. I throw my line in the water one last time, and I put it at the bottom, and I wait. I get nibbles, and still nothing. I look over, and Britt is wrestling the shark and getting it closer and closer, and at this point, it's getting so close to the surface, I can see it, and I can see it swimming underwater, and I'm thinking there's no way I have a chance, and it was at that exact moment I got a hook.
Oh! Oh, Carter, did you get something?
Come on, Britt, get it in!
Carter got something too!
I think I got something.
Let's go, Carter!
A shark bit my hook and started running, and at that point I knew it was game on. I had to get this shark up, and it was gonna be a race to the boat. Who could get their shark out of the water first was gonna be the winner. So I just started reeling. I was reeling, I was pulling, I was reeling. I was doing all the techniques that I've learned when I was shark fishing before.
See you, bud! Oh, there's another one!
There he goes!
Oh, wait!
And just going as fast as I could. As our sharks were coming up to the surface, they came up at the same time. They were swimming, crisscrossing. I had to go over Britt and then under Britt as our sharks were literally tangling themselves in the line.
You guys are cross, go under, go under.
Britt gets hers up to the surface and mine gets up to the surface at the very same time.
I see him!
Bring it here.
Oh, I see you, bud!
It was at that moment that Britt's shark shook its head and the hook popped out of its mouth and it swam back into the depths of the ocean. Whereas mine, I kept reeling and I got it out of the water and onto the boat, and I couldn't honestly believe my eyes.
Brittany, did you just lose it?
He's gone.
Well, we saw it!
Did you lose
He
it?
was right there!
Oh!
Stop reeling, stop reeling. Leave the shark in the water, stop reeling.
Into the
We can
boat,
bring that one in.
Oh no, not into the boat!
It was one of the most nerve-wracking moments of my life. It was the most intense challenge I've ever been a part of.
Oh my gosh, I'm freaking out right now. How did I just get a shark on the boat? No way!
And getting that shark onto the boat was the biggest relief. It was 7 days in the hot sun, 7 days living on this island with no AC, all coming together, all paying off and being worth it. Seeing that shark in front of me, this baby shark, it was about this big, and the fisherman asked if I wanted to pet it. I remember petting this thing. It felt like a little dog or something. I was just so happy, and it just all unfolded incredibly quick.
Let's go, baby!
That was the closest battle I've ever seen, but Carter was the first one to get the shark.
Oh my gosh, that was literally the scariest thing I've ever done. My heart is still racing.
Brittany had the shark, but lost it at the last second before he could get closer to the boat, and Carter got his on the boat.
I thought I lost for sure. My heart was sinking, and then I got one bite. And now I got $25,000 in cash.
Congratulations, my friend. This is what you're going home with.
This is incredible. I've always wanted to win a YouTube challenge. Let's go!
All my life experiences leading up to this point helped me win this challenge. If your parents ever told you that playing hide and seek, playing games, driving jet skis, going to the beach is not worth anything, I'm here to tell you that it could one day potentially help you win $25,000 in cash just like me. And I want you guys to comment down below, what should I spend all of this money on? Should I do a giveaway? Should I go buy something? Should I make crazy videos? Or should I just give it all to Liz for her birthday? Comment down below and I'll see you guys on the next vlog. Woo!